Hello and welcome to tonight's weather video for this week. And stall front syndrome has really brought an end to our drought. So, even though it's annoying, you can see how the front is slowly moving offshore. And it took a while for the rain to really exit the area today, but we actually saw a lot of rain. This overperformed quite a bit. And last night, obviously, we had some thunderstorms. Nothing really terribly severe on Long Island. I did actually manage to capture one lightning bolt, though. Yeah, I captured this lightning bolt right here. This was in Belmore last night, so it was the one bolt I was able to capture yesterday. But there was not a whole lot of lightning with those storms. But what they did bring was a lot of rain. And today, as far as what we had today, a lot of clouds today. And the clouds kind of slowly started pushing a little more east toward the evening. And actually, it was quite pretty looking at the sky here. Quite pretty clouds here in the sky here. You can see here just really pretty cirrus clouds. Really nice looking, really pretty looking clouds here. Very nice. Very nice. So that is anything. Look, take a look at that. Now, that's really nice right there. That's really beautiful. So, yeah, that's what we had tonight. Really pretty skies as that was pushing off, and very red, too. I think we've been dealing with I think there's been a little smoke in the air. I'm going to go to the AQI, and then we'll go over the rainfall. I don't know why it doesn't. I have to go to the actual Purple Air site, for it doesn't seem to want to go through Google. But we are seeing, let's see what we got. Yellow, yeah, we are. Better air quality off the north and the west, so we're kind of waiting for that better air quality to get in here. Again, we're kind of, you can sort of almost see a little bit of it on this front here. So let's go and take a look at the rainfall totals, the rainfall reports from the past 24 hours. We'll also look at them on the map as well. And you can see Connecticut, Fairfield County, places like Ridgefield getting 2.69 inches. That is very impressive. Norwalk, an inch. And most of Connecticut really got a decent amount of rain here. 1.87 in Waterbury. Trying to get closer to Long Island here. You can see an inch plus in northern New Jersey. In Brooklyn, almost 2 inches of rain. Here's Long Island, Nassau County. Look at that. Levittown, 2.28 inches of rain. North Massapequa, 2.09 inches. Freeport, 1.53. Everybody getting over an inch of rain in Nassau County. Wantaw getting an inch and a quarter. And in Central Park, 1.61 inches. And we got more rain yesterday than the entire month of August, believe it or not. In Queens, 1.79 at Ozone Park. Let's see, LaGuardia got 1.56. In Staten Island, 1.43. Suffolk County, this is where I really want to see it. Comac, 2.43 inches. Stony Brook, 1.84. Orient, 1.71. Blue Point, 1.45. Let's see if we can find the Pine Barrens. Farmingdale got 1.34. Miller Place, 1.12. West Hampton got 1.06. Islip got 1 inch exactly. And they got actually wound up getting even more than that along the Jersey Shore. There was also some storm reports from yesterday, too, as well, that it posted up. Let's see if they're still here. Let's see if we can find them. Probably not. I'd have to go. I'm not going to really dig them out. But there was some storm damage yesterday in Queens. Let's see if I can find them. They're not here anymore. They always do that. They take them down, and then you got to go looking for them into the text stuff and find the storm report here. Got to go through here. I wish they wouldn't do that so quickly, you know. Let's see if I can find this local storm reports here. Don't see them here. Oh, they're probably down here. Here they are. Let's see. Okay, so these are storm reports yesterday. Let's see. 48-mile-an-hour wind gust to Tottenville. Westchester had trees and wires down. In Brewster and Hardscrabble and Reed Road. Thunderstorm wind damage in Staten Island. So most of the severe stuff was to our west. Long Island really didn't get into it too much. But take a look at Mamaroneck there. 65-mile-an-hour wind gust in the Long Island Sound south of Mamaroneck. Same thing for Stamford. A 60-mile-an-hour wind gust there. So they got into some severe weather. Power outages in Newton. Connecticut, a 58 mile an hour wind gust in Glen Cove in Nassau County. So I guess the North Shore got in on it, but here it kind of missed us. Rowayton, 60 mile an hour wind gust. So it looks like Connecticut really got hit pretty hard. And they actually had a pretty big tornado up in Massachusetts. I'm not going to talk about that, but all very, very notable stuff that happened yesterday. Very notable. So let's go to the weather and hazards map, and we're going to look at the rainfall amounts on here. I'll have more numbers for you. In fact, well, we'll just use this for now. They should have enough numbers on here that we should be good. So let's do 48-hour rainfall. Let's give you the map here. Should be enough numbers on here to. Shouldn't have to pull up the other. In fact, those numbers are old anyway. The ones I got last night. So you can see an inch and a half in Nassau County. Quite remarkable. Of course, it's a little less. You head into Suffolk County, but still decent amount. 1.14 in Shirley, 0.75 in Ridge, 1.20 at Gabreski Airport. South Fork getting a little bit less, still respectable, 3/4 of an inch. Almost an inch in Fire Island, 0.98 in Fair Harbor. 1.15, it looks like at Gilgo Beach. As you head into New Jersey, this is where the numbers really, there were some really high amounts they brought up on the news. In New Jersey, look at Jackson in Ocean County, 2.90, 2.63. Some parts of Ocean County really got tons of rain. Somebody said there was a very high amount. I think this was a Little Silver, 3.64. This general area right here in Monmouth County, just getting a ton of rain. It's almost like a month's worth of rain. So we have really overperformed with this stalled front. The models underestimated it, as they always do, because there is more moisture in the atmosphere than the models usually say. 0.90 in Toms River. Yeah, disregard that 0.01 at Miller Hour Park. That's not correct. 2.50 in Coyle Field. So, yeah, it looks like the Pine Barrens in New Jersey also got a good amount of rain. 1 to 2 inches of rain for a lot of people, which is exactly what we needed. So we won't have to look at that drought monitor. That should take care of that drought risk and the fire danger as well. So that was some good news that came from that. As far as as far as what we got out there right now, 64 at Islip. The dew point is 61. It's not really drying out. There's not really a lot of wind today. The winds are very calm, kind of damp out there and cool. It's only been in the 60s all day. It's damp and muggy, and there is, again, 9-mile visibility, some restrictions to visibility. There's a little smoke out there. Like I said, it seemed like there's a little bit of haze in the atmosphere today. Definitely the air quality doesn't seem so hot today at all. Let's go and take a look at our climate report for Islip. High of 67, but that was at 2:05 in the morning. Low of 62. Rainfall for today, 0.41. We've received 1.09 inches of rain this month at Islip. So definitely already doing a lot better than what we did last month, which was just ridiculous. Half an inch. That has got to be one of the driest Augusts on record for sure for Islip, which is absolutely insane. But luckily, we are moving in the right direction here. The question now is, will this front move in the right direction? So you see, we got this front offshore, high pressure building in, but the front's kind of just very slow to push away, and we're going to close this out. We're going to go to the larger view of the satellite here, just to give you a better view of what we got going on. So you can see we've got this front kind of sitting over here a little bit, slowly inching offshore. See, yeah, there's smoke out west, but right where our flow is going to be coming from Canada, so hopefully we won't have to deal with any of that, at least in the meantime. Is that a big fire in California there? Whoa, yeah, that's a big one. Let's go ahead and look at that for a moment. Because again, we may have to deal with smoke again. I have a feeling we'll deal. It won't be the last of it. It definitely won't be the last of it. Let's go to the Pacific Southwest. Yeah, that looked like a pretty big plume coming off of California there. Yeah, look at that big fire right there. I'm not sure where that is, but there's another wildfire going there. So yeah, that's not good. And then we still have the wildfires in Canada, too, that we are dealing with as well. Look at the southeastern Alaska view here. You still see plenty of smoke from these. Yeah, you can see plenty right here coming out. So these are really going again. So it's only a matter of time, I think, before we'll have to deal with that again. Anyway, let's go and take a look at what our weather is going to be like this week. And you see that big high there that's trying to build in. Let's go to the European. Let's go to the European. I'll keep it on this view for this video. Let's go to the European. All right, we'll look at the 18s European for this week. See that high tries to build in, but see that front's kind of just sitting there offshore there. So what happens is, as that high kind of slides off to the north, we may see clouds and possibly some shower activity return to the area perhaps on Wednesday before another high builds in from the north again. Again, very unusual. We see these highs just build in like this now. It's coming from the north. So, and the reason why this happens, I'll go out to the larger view of things. And the reason why this happens is, if we look at our upper air here, well, first we'll go into the jet stream here. All right, this is our jet stream. So there's a little trough. I mean, just very, again, unusual looking jet stream here. Very unusual looking. Here's our 12Z run. The tropics are staying pretty quiet. That looks like a real fire hose toward the end there, in the Pacific. But the tropics are staying pretty quiet. So I'm not going to even look at that. So you can see this is our upper air. And you can see we've got a big ridge building up in central Canada. So huge ridging. And that's not good because that's not going to help the situation with fires up there. We're going to see more fire activity again with a big ridge like that. All right. And if we look at our temperature anomaly chart, which I'll keep up here, you'll see we're above we're going to go below normal this week. It's going to be cool. But you see what's going on. We've got another upside down pattern here where it's much of Canada is experiencing very hot to warm conditions. And I imagine dry too. So let's take a look at precipitation as well. Yeah, not seeing a whole lot of rainfall up there either. So I'm really concerned that we're going to see more fires again in Canada. So we may not be done with the smoke yet, I'm afraid. I have a feeling it will return eventually one more time before the winter gets here. So let's go now to the CONUS view. And we will go and back to the surface here. So you get the general idea of what's going to be happening this week. This is the European, all right? So we'll go to the GFS. Look at the GFS. Just to be fair, we'll use the 12Z GFS in comparison. GFS is a little more offshore with that low. So it doesn't keep, it does bring the clouds in, all right? And the GFS looks like it spins something up offshore again. This is the GFS. Be the GFS in the long range, which is not to be trusted. So let's, now that you have an idea of what's going to be happening, and no really big heat ups for us, but we will have to watch for the next chance of precipitation being Wednesday. But other than that, it's going to be back to dry again. So this is the HRRR. There's your front. You can see your front kind of just sitting there. And then as we get to it, it looks like, look at that, it even tries to bring in some sprinkles later Tuesday. This is what the HRRR is trying to do, which is pretty crazy. So I don't know if that's going to be right or not. But as far as tomorrow goes, cloud cover, if you're further west, you're good. So this is 17Z if you're further west. But if you're east, if you're over Long Island, we got the high cloud. So the high cloud shield's going to get stuck somewhere. And that's the question is, will we have a clear day tomorrow? It's certainly looking less likely for Tuesday that it's going to be clear with this, again, the stalled front and some clouds and possible shower activity being put into our area, or maybe even some sucky drizzle perhaps later Tuesday. I really hope not. But let's go look at our dew points and wind flow, because this kind of tells the story of where this front is. So you can see drier air is eventually going to build in. By morning, the dew points will drop. We have northeast winds tomorrow, not northwest winds, northeast winds. So that's part of the reason why we may have difficulty getting those clouds out of here. And that also, you can see what happens Tuesday. It tries to bring some moisture back into the picture here, especially over southern Jersey. This is what the HRRR is doing. But you'll notice that we have a pretty strong east wind as well on Tuesday as well. So that's going to mean some possible rough surf and things like that. Now, the temperatures obviously are going to be cool. Tonight by morning we'll probably have 50s. And then tomorrow temperatures will only be in the low 70s. And it's where it's going to be much of the week, I think. And Tuesday as well. And it could even get colder if we get that drizzle in here or light rain that the HRRR is suggesting. Of course, that's the HRRR. That's one model. Let's go over to the NAM next. And we don't really have the full 0Z NAM in, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the 18Z NAM. So here's the 18Z NAM. Again, high pressure builds in. You can see, look what happens here. It does try to bring some showers in a little slower, a little more like Wednesday night. It tries to bring some showers coming back from this stalled system offshore, because that high kind of slides by the north, but it starts moving away. So that's going to allow for the moisture to return, and that's what the suggestion is here. So honestly, I can't rule out that we're not going to see some shower activity Wednesday. If we were to look at the European, you would see that we would indeed see some shower activity into Wednesday. And it could amount to, let's see, some areas, I mean, probably not a whole lot of rain, but wherever it does make its way, you could see 1/4 of an inch to maybe a 1/2 an inch of rain. And right now, it's kind of hard to say what's going to happen. So with that, it looks like I'm going to have to come back here on Tuesday night, or maybe even tomorrow night, depending on how soon this moves in, as we get more models in and talk about this next chance for precipitation that I think that we might see some more on Wednesday. So you can see that's as far as the HDRPS goes. So let's go look at the sky cover. The models are all over the place with this one. So here we go. This is the RGEM. All right, so he kind of pushes the clouds offshore, but then he kind of comes back at us here on Monday. So we don't really completely clear out, and then it pushes it back again Monday night, Monday afternoon, back east again. So you'd have some clear skies, and then Tuesday we might start off with sunshine, but then the clouds kind of come back in. Now the RGEM doesn't bring that precipitation into our area at all. This is what the RGEM is doing. So it keeps it offshore completely. So this is a little bit better news for those of you who don't want to have to deal with the wet weather. But if we go look at the NAM, again, I'll go to the 18Z NAM. The NAM kind of moves the clouds a little more east tomorrow. Best chances for mostly sunny skies going to be to the west. And then for Tuesday, the NAM has us clear to start and then brings the clouds in later, and then with the chance of showers. So, the models are kind of like really all over the place with this. Just for the heck, we can look at the FV3. This is the 12Z run of the FV3. I don't really know if the 0Z FV3. And this is the actually it does kind of show tomorrow. And see, it's not really looking too good. 12Z kind of pushed it a little further away. So we're gonna have to see. Like I said, this is really a weak push of air, because, like I said, we're not even seeing a north wind trying to dry us out or anything. So weak push of air. So I'm not really too hopeful that we're going to see clear skies. I was really hoping we would. Originally, that's what it was going to look like, but right now, unfortunately, that's not what we're seeing here in a lot of these models. As far as the rest of the week goes, we'll go look at the European and just show you the dew points and wind flow on this. And again, it kind of shows you what happens here. You can see we kind of see that increase in moisture on Wednesday, and then another push of dry air tries to get in here. And again, it goes off to the northeast. Here we are Friday. You see we already got that east wind, and we're kind of stuck in an easterly flow again. This seems to be very common now. We have winds from the east instead of the west. But that's what happens when your jet stream's all messed up because of climate change. So with that, can we see what the skies will look like on this? This doesn't really give a sky output, but let's see what Thursday. I'll just take this and see. The lines are pretty decently spread apart. Here we are Friday. Yeah, a little bit of low level now. Of course, if you're over here, you're really going to be much better. In New England, this is where the best air is going to be with a shot like that. So Yeah, the highs always seem to go off to the north. They don't seem to like build over us because again the jet stream's all messed up. So let's go to the smoke model now and see if we get any because we've definitely been dealing with some smoke today, and I think there's been some low level smoke. And I'm going to start off with the near surface smoke. Actually, we're going to start off with this. There has been a little bit, not tremendously, but there has been a little bit for sure. And you can see there's a whole blob here that will make it working its way in. This is I don't know if this is going to stay here or eventually get to us. I have no idea. I cannot say. Let's now go to the vertically integrated smoke. So we definitely have a little bit of haze, and yeah, it looks like there'll be a slight bit of it tomorrow, perhaps. Doesn't really completely, and then as we get into, yeah, look at this. As we get into the next video, we may see more haze again. It may return to our skies eventually. So I know, man. How can I tell you? Lastly, climate prediction center. Here we go. 6 to 10 day outlook. Below normal temperatures, above normal in the middle of the country, near normal for our area, and a big below normal area for precipitation in the middle there. Or precipitation is near normal, and above normal in the Pacific Northwest. Well, this is good, at least for helping the fire situation out. And then the 8 to 14 day, we see above normal temperatures across so much of the country. But our area kind of stays normal, and then we start seeing precipitation start creeping to above normal levels. Perhaps they think there's going to be some moisture from a tropical system or a coastal low there, perhaps, to give us more rainfall. So that's all I got for you tonight. Hopefully we can get some blue skies in before the smoke or the clouds come back. It's almost very hard to get blue skies this summer. Very, very hard. And it looked like we were having better luck, and now we've got to deal with more wildfire smoke again, perhaps. So anyway, that's all. Have a good night.